Welcome back to the channel BBC Coin. Today, we are diving into one of the most talked about coins in the collecting world, the 1975 Liberty 1 cent with no mint mark. This small copper coin has sparked countless discussions among collectors, treasure hunters, and everyday people searching through old jars of change. Some believe it could be worth an incredible amount of money, while others are still trying to uncover the truth behind its rarity and value. The 1975 Liberty 1 cent is part of the famous Lincoln Cent series, one of the longest-running coin programs in United States history. Featuring the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, this coin represents an important era of American coinage. Millions of these pennies were produced during the mid-1970s, making them a familiar sight across the country. What makes the 1975 no mint mark penny so fascinating is the mystery surrounding certain examples. While most were struck in enormous quantities and circulated widely, collectors continue searching for unusual varieties, minting errors, and exceptionally preserved specimens that could command significant premiums in the marketplace. The term no mint mark refers to the absence of a mint letter below the date. During 1975, pennies produced for circulation at the Philadelphia Mint typically carried no mint mark at all. Because of this, many people mistakenly believe that every 1975 penny without a mint mark is automatically rare. The reality is much more complicated and far more interesting. Coin collecting experts emphasize that rarity is determined by several factors. Mintage numbers, condition, preservation quality, historical significance, and minting errors all play important roles in determining a coin's market value. A common coin in ordinary condition may be worth only a few cents, while an extraordinary example with a rare error can attract serious collector attention. One of the first things collectors examine is the overall condition of the coin. Coins are graded on a scale that measures wear, luster, surface quality, and visual appeal. A 1975 penny that has spent decades circulating through cash registers and pockets will typically show signs of wear. However, coins preserved in near-perfect condition can become highly desirable. Collectors pay close attention to the original red color of copper cents. Freshly minted pennies display a bright reddish appearance that gradually changes over time. Coins that retain their original red surfaces are often worth substantially more than those that have turned brown through decades of oxidation and handling. Another factor that attracts collectors is the possibility of mint errors. Throughout coin production history, mistakes occasionally occur during the striking process. These errors may include doubled lettering, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, and other unusual characteristics. Such errors can transform an otherwise ordinary penny into a highly collectible piece. Imagine discovering a coin with doubled text visible under magnification. Or perhaps finding a penny struck significantly off-center, creating a dramatic and eye-catching appearance. These types of minting mistakes are exactly what many collectors hope to find when searching through old coin collections. The excitement surrounding valuable pennies has grown tremendously in recent years thanks to social media and online videos. Stories of rare coins selling for thousands of dollars have inspired people everywhere to inspect their spare change more carefully than ever before. Coin dealers frequently report increased interest from beginners hoping to uncover hidden treasures. When evaluating a 1975 no mint mark penny, experts recommend checking several key features. Start by examining the date and lettering for unusual doubling. Look closely at the surfaces for signs of exceptional preservation. Inspect the edges and overall strike quality. If something appears unusual, professional grading services can provide authentication and expert evaluation. Authentication is extremely important in the coin market. Professional grading companies use advanced techniques and experienced specialists to verify authenticity and assign official grades. Coins certified by respected grading organizations often command greater confidence among buyers and sellers. Many collectors enjoy the thrill of the hunt just as much as the potential financial rewards. Searching through old coin albums, inherited collections, estate sales, and rolls of bank-wrapped pennies can be an exciting adventure. Every coin tells a story, and every discovery adds another chapter to the fascinating world of numismatics. The 1975 Liberty 1 cent also serves as a reminder of American history. During the mid-1970s, the United States was approaching its bicentennial celebration. The nation was reflecting on its heritage while preparing for a new era. Coins from this period provide a tangible connection to that important moment in time. Today, we are taking a close look at one of the most talked about modern Lincoln cents in the coin collecting world, the 1983 Liberty 1 cent with no mint mark. Many people see this coin every day and think it's just another ordinary penny. But what if I told you that certain rare examples of the 1983 Liberty 1 cent have attracted enormous attention from collectors and auction houses? Some reports and online claims suggest that exceptional specimens could reach extraordinary values, making this tiny coin one of the most exciting treasures to search for. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and hit the like button if you enjoy rare coin discoveries and hidden treasure stories. Let's dive in. The 1983 Liberty 1 cent was produced during a very important period in United States coin history. In the early 1980s, the US Mint changed the composition of pennies due to rising copper prices. Before this change, pennies were made primarily of copper. Starting in 1982 and continuing through 1983, most pennies were struck using a zinc core coated with a thin layer of copper. This transition created opportunities for rare minting mistakes and unusual varieties that collectors still search for today. The 1983 penny features Abraham Lincoln on the front. Above his portrait appears the famous phrase, "In God we trust." To the left is the word liberty, and to the right is the date 1983. On the reverse side, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial design along with the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 1 cent. One of the first things collectors notice is whether the coin has a mint mark. A mint mark identifies the facility where the coin was produced. If your 1983 penny has no mint mark, it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This is completely normal for Philadelphia pennies of that era. Billions of these coins were produced, which means most examples found in circulation are worth only face value or slightly more depending on condition. However, the story becomes much more interesting when rare varieties and mint errors enter the picture. One of the most famous discoveries associated with the 1983 penny is the rare copper transitional error. While the mint had switched to zinc planchets, a small number of leftover copper blanks from previous years may have accidentally been struck with 1983 dies. These rare copper examples are among the most sought after modern pennies in existence. How can you identify one? The easiest method is weight. A standard 1983 zinc penny weighs approximately 2.5 grams. A rare copper version weighs approximately 3.1 grams. That difference may seem small, but for collectors, it can mean the difference between a common penny and a life-changing discovery. Imagine finding a penny worth thousands of dollars simply by placing it on a digital scale. Another valuable variety is the 1983 double die reverse. This error occurs when the design is impressed onto the die more than once at slightly different angles. As a result, certain lettering appears doubled. Collectors should carefully inspect the words 1 cent and United States of America on the reverse side. Strong doubling in these areas can significantly increase a coin's value. Some certified examples of this error have sold for thousands of dollars at auction, making it one of the most famous Lincoln cent varieties of the 1980s. Condition is another major factor that determines value. Coin collectors use a grading system ranging from poor all the way to mint state 70. The closer a coin is to perfect condition, the more valuable it becomes. A heavily circulated 1983 penny may be worth only a cent. But an uncirculated example with full original red color and exceptional eye appeal can command dramatically higher prices. Professional grading companies evaluate coins based on strike quality, luster, surface preservation, and overall appearance. Even among common coins, a high-grade specimen can become surprisingly valuable because so few survive in pristine condition. Now let's talk about why collectors are so fascinated by the 1983 no mint mark penny. The answer is simple: treasure hunting. Unlike many rare coins that disappeared generations ago, the 1983 penny can still occasionally be found in circulation, coin rolls, piggy banks, and old collections. Every collector dreams of discovering that one overlooked coin hiding in plain sight. This excitement keeps demand strong and encourages thousands of people to search through their spare change every year. When examining your 1983 Liberty 1 cent, there are several things you should look for. First, check for the absence of a mint mark beneath the date. Second, weigh the coin accurately using a digital scale capable of measuring to 1/100th of a gram. Third, inspect the reverse side for signs of doubling in the lettering. Fourth, look for unusual errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, or other minting anomalies. Finally, evaluate the overall condition of the coin. A sharp, bright, uncirculated coin will always attract more interest from collectors than a heavily worn example. Many people wonder whether every 1983 no mint mark penny is valuable. The answer is no. Most examples were produced in enormous quantities and remain common today. The real value comes from exceptional condition, rare varieties, and significant minting errors. That is why education is so important in the world of coin collecting. The more you learn, the better your chances of identifying something special. Over the years, stories of valuable pennies have captured the imagination of collectors around the world. A simple 1-cent coin has the power to turn an ordinary day into an unforgettable discovery. Whether it's a rare copper transitional error, a dramatic double-die variety, or a perfectly preserved uncirculated specimen, the 1983 Liberty 1 cent continues to be one of the most searched modern coins in America. For anyone interested in collecting, this coin serves as a reminder that valuable treasures don't always come in gold or silver. Sometimes they come in the form of a humble penny that most people overlook. So the next time you receive change at a store, take a moment to check your pennies. Today, we are taking a closer look at the fascinating 1984 Liberty 1 cent coin with no mint mark, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors around the world. Some reports and online discussions have fueled excitement by suggesting that rare examples could be worth astonishing amounts of money, with values sometimes claimed to reach as high as $120 million. Could a tiny copper-colored coin really be worth a fortune? Let's find out. Before we dive into the details, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest discoveries about rare coins, valuable collectibles, and hidden treasures that could be sitting in your home right now. Now let's begin. The 1984 Liberty 1 cent coin is officially known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent. It features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front of the coin. This historic design was created by Victor David Brenner and has become one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. On the reverse side, collectors can find the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used on pennies from 1959 through 2008. Millions of these coins were produced in 1984. In fact, the Philadelphia Mint alone struck billions of pennies during that year. Coins produced in Philadelphia traditionally carried no mint mark, which is why many 1984 pennies are found without one. At first glance, this means the coin appears common. However, experienced collectors know that rarity is often hidden in the smallest details. The real excitement begins when collectors start examining these pennies under magnification. One of the most famous varieties associated with the 1984 Lincoln cent is the doubled ear error. This remarkable minting mistake creates the appearance of a second ear on Abraham Lincoln's portrait. To the naked eye, the error may seem minor, but to collectors, it represents one of the most interesting and desirable varieties of the 1980s. When a genuine doubled ear example is discovered in excellent condition, demand among collectors can increase significantly. This is why careful inspection is essential. Many valuable coins spend years circulating unnoticed before someone recognizes their true importance. Imagine how many jars, drawers, piggy banks, and forgotten collections still contain old pennies waiting to be examined. Every year, collectors continue searching through thousands of coins hoping to uncover a rare variety. And sometimes, they succeed. The appeal of the 1984 no mint mark penny goes beyond simple rarity. It represents the thrill of discovery. Unlike expensive collectibles that require a large investment, a penny can be found almost anywhere. That possibility keeps collectors excited. The dream that a life-changing treasure could be hiding in plain sight is what makes coin collecting one of the most fascinating hobbies in the world. Now let's discuss value. Most 1984 no mint mark pennies are worth only a small amount above face value. However, condition changes everything. A coin that appears fresh, sharp, and virtually untouched can command a much higher price than a heavily worn example. Professional grading services evaluate coins using strict standards, and the highest graded examples often become the most desirable. Collectors compete fiercely for coins that have survived decades while retaining their original luster and detail. When rarity and exceptional condition come together, values can rise dramatically. This is where headlines and extraordinary claims often emerge. Stories about rare coins selling for enormous amounts attract attention because they spark curiosity and imagination. People begin wondering whether their own collections might contain something special. Could a forgotten penny be worth hundreds? Thousands? Millions? The possibility is exciting. The 1984 Liberty 1 cent no mint mark coin has become a topic of discussion because of that mystery. Collectors carefully inspect the date, the lettering, Lincoln's portrait, and every design element looking for unusual characteristics. Even small differences can make a major impact on desirability. This attention to detail transforms an ordinary coin into a fascinating piece of history. Think about the journey of a single penny. It may have traveled across multiple states. It may have passed through countless hands. It may have been used to buy candy, newspapers, or everyday necessities. For decades, it circulated unnoticed. Then one day, someone looks a little closer. Suddenly, that humble coin becomes the center of attention. That transformation is what makes numismatics so captivating. Collectors are not just buying metal. They are preserving stories. Every coin represents a moment in history. Every minting era tells a story about the production process. Every rare variety reminds us that perfection is not always achieved, and sometimes those imperfections become the most valuable treasures of all. If you own a 1984 Liberty 1-cent coin with no mint mark, take a moment to inspect it carefully. Today, we are taking a close look at the fascinating 1990 Liberty 1-cent coin. This small copper-colored coin may seem ordinary at first glance, but hidden details, minting anomalies, and collector demand have transformed some examples into highly sought-after treasures. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications because we regularly uncover valuable coins, rare collectibles, and hidden treasures that could be sitting in your collection right now. Let's dive into the story of the 1990 Liberty 1 cent. The 1990 Lincoln Memorial Cent was produced by the United States Mint and features one of the most recognizable faces in American history, President Abraham Lincoln. On the front of the coin, you will find Lincoln's portrait along with the word Liberty, the date 1990, and the national motto "In God We Trust." On the reverse, the famous Lincoln Memorial design appears proudly in the center, surrounded by the words United States of America and 1 cent. Billions of pennies were produced in 1990, making most examples very common. Because of this, many people assume that every 1990 penny is worth only 1 cent. However, experienced collectors know that rare varieties, unusual minting errors, and exceptional preservation can dramatically increase a coin's value. This is where the excitement begins. One of the first things collectors examine is the mint mark. Most 1990 pennies were struck in Philadelphia or Denver. Philadelphia coins typically have no mint mark, while Denver coins display a small D beneath the date. When collectors encounter unusual examples, especially coins with missing details, weak strikes, or rare minting characteristics, the value can rise significantly. Over the years, stories have emerged of collectors discovering unusual 1990 pennies hidden in old jars, piggy banks, estate collections, and even everyday pocket change. Some of these discoveries have generated tremendous excitement throughout the coin collecting community. The reason is simple. Collectors are constantly searching for the next great rarity. A tiny mistake made during the minting process can transform an ordinary penny into a remarkable collectible. Imagine a coin being struck with an unusual die, a misplaced design element, or a rare production error that escaped quality control. These are exactly the kinds of coins that attract serious collectors. Another major factor influencing value is condition. A coin that has spent decades circulating through cash registers, pockets, and vending machines will naturally show wear and damage. But a coin that somehow survived in pristine condition can become exceptionally desirable. Professional grading companies carefully evaluate coins and assign grades based on their preservation. The higher the grade, the greater the potential value. For certain modern coins, even a small difference in grade can mean the difference between a modest premium and an extraordinary auction result. This is why collectors often examine coins under magnification, searching for flawless surfaces, brilliant luster, and sharp details. Now let's talk about the market excitement surrounding the 1990 Liberty 1 cent. Many collectors believe that undiscovered treasures are still out there waiting to be found. Every year, thousands of coin hunters search through rolls of pennies hoping to uncover rare varieties and valuable errors. The thrill comes from the possibility that a coin worth only 1 cent could actually be worth hundreds, thousands, or even more to the right collector. Stories like these fuel the passion of the hobby. Imagine opening an old family coin collection and finding a 1990 penny that appears different from the others. Perhaps the strike is unusual. Perhaps the surfaces are exceptionally well preserved. Perhaps there is a rare error that only experts can identify. These possibilities keep collectors searching. The coin collecting market has grown dramatically over the years, thanks in part to online auctions and social media communities. Collectors from around the world can now buy, sell, and discuss rare coins instantly. This increased visibility has created strong demand for unusual and high-quality pieces. As demand rises, prices for desirable coins often follow. Some collectors point to extraordinary examples and speculate that certain rare 1990 Liberty 1 cent coins could command incredible prices if the perfect combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand comes together. Whether or not a specific coin reaches such extraordinary levels, one thing is certain. Rare coins continue to fascinate collectors because they combine history, mystery, and the excitement of discovery. If you own a 1990 Liberty 1 cent, here are several things you should check. First, inspect the coin carefully under good lighting. Look for unusual features, doubled letters, striking errors, off-center designs, or other abnormalities. Second, examine the condition of the coin. The fewer marks and scratches present, the more appealing it may be to collectors. Third, consider the coin's color and luster. Bright original surfaces often attract stronger interest than heavily worn examples. Finally, if you believe you have discovered something special, consider consulting a professional coin expert or grading service.